Hi. So in this part of this section, we're going to discuss calculating the standard deviation of a frequency table. And again, we always tell you to put things in tables. Well, then how would you find the the standard deviation of a frequency table? Well, usually we put it in the calculator, but I want to show you one time step by step so you can see how much math is involved in doing these types of things. And so what we're going to do here is use the pounds of weights of models in the frequency table that we had before. Hopefully you saved it into your calculator. If not, go ahead and put in the weight in list 1 and the frequencies in list 2. Now let's go ahead and go to our calculator in our list, and I'm going to show you how to use your lists to actually find these values quickly. Now recall that we did know that the sample mean from example 2.4, we already found in the previous, we found that and the median, and that was 106.0625. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we find the sample mean. And so the sample mean was that 106.0625. And so let's go ahead and go to our list. And I can put right here 106.0625. Right, there we go. And as I go to the calculator, let's go to stat and go to list. And you can see that my weights are here and the frequencies are here. Now I do have the two lists from the other example of the textbook costs, so I'm going to go ahead and clear them out. And how you clear them out is you just highlight the list like I have, hit clear and down. Go up to the list, highlight it, hit clear and down. Don't hit delete because you'll literally delete the entire list away. And that's a whole new video. And let's go ahead and do these steps here, the data value minus the mean, and the frequency times that squared, and put the values in our table. So the first thing I'm going to do in list 3 is go up and put the data value minus the mean. So the data values are right here, and I'm going to subtract the mean. So I'm going to say, well, list 1 are where my data values are, and I'm going to minus the mean of 106.0625. Hit enter, and all those values come up. So go ahead and put those values from the calculator here into this list here. So I'll go ahead and mark this as list 3, and I'm going to put those numbers in. Negative 21.06, negative 8.063, 3.9375, and then so on. Okay, now what I want to do in list 4 is take the L2, see if I can, this L2 column of the frequency, and multiply it by L3 and square it. So I'm going to take L3, which is the data value minus the mean, and square it, and multiply it by the frequency list, which is L2. So this is going to be L2 times L3 squared, and that's what you're going to enter in list 4. So once again, move the cursor over, go up, highlight the list, and let's say list 2, so second 2, times list 3 squared, which is this x squared button here, and then hit enter. And notice it gives you all the values that you need for that last column. And so that is 1774.515625. And I'll let you go ahead and do the rest. Okay, and so now I've entered all those values that I did. And again, I did this all in the calculator. See how things evolved? This is how it evolved. We did it by hand at first. We had a cool calculator, and then we did it in the calculator. And now it just, we can use just full technology at one point when you get a little further into the class. It's really nice. All right, so what is the next step, right? So again, if we just note that this was step 1, this is step 2, and this is step 3. And so the 3 would be to sum these up, right? And put it here. And so again, we're going to use the calculator for that. We're not going to just go in and start adding. We're going to work smarter, not harder. So let's go ahead and do that. So we can go ahead and go into our list menu. And so we've been hitting stat a lot. If you actually look in the blue, it says list. And so blue with blue. So hit second stat will give us a list menu. So notice it gives us our list menu, our operations that we can do on the list, and then the math that we can do. So we're going to be using this menu in just a moment. So the first thing we need to do is actually get out of the list menu, and go into the home menu like this. It should look like this. Now let's go ahead and find the sum of these values in this last column. So now go to second stat and go to the list and hit math. And notice we have the sum. So hit 5. And remember in the list, we put these values in. We put them in list 4. So all you have to do is put L4 in there. So blue with blue, so hit second, 4, close the parenthesis, hit enter, and ta-da, there's your sum. So very powerful calculator that you have. And so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put that number in. Okay, so 4282.9375. Okay, we're so close. I know. And then step 4, right, is to go ahead and divide by n minus 1, where n is equal to now, well, how many models did we actually survey? Recall we surveyed 16, so n is equal to 16. So take 4282.9375 and divide it by 16 minus 1. And recall when we do this, go ahead and hit second negative, which gives you the answer right here. And you can divide it by parentheses 16 minus 1. And this is the variance, right? This gives you the variance. So let's go ahead and put this number down, 285 point. And where should we round? Well, we don't round just yet, only in the end, right? So 5291667. And so again, I want to note that this value here is the variance. Okay. And so step 5, now we can go ahead and find the standard deviation, S. So S will be equal to the variance, the square root of it, right? So 285.5291667. And I mean, I don't like to round to the very end. What would I round here? Well, our data is given to us in pounds with nothing, no decimals, so they're all integers. So we're going to go ahead and keep it that way, and we'll round it 1 decimal past. So that would be the 10th place. So let's go ahead and take second square root of the answer, second negative ants, and hit enter. So there it is, and we're going to round again to the 10th place because that is 1 decimal past our data, so 16.9. Okay, so that's the process. It is quite lengthy, wouldn't you say? Because it is. But again, you need to see the math part, and then now that you've seen it, you're like, wow, I'm going to appreciate using the technology a lot more now because you can see how much faster that this the technology gives you, right? And so if we wanted to interpret, we would just say that the average model weight from the sample is about 106 pounds, give or take 16.9 pounds. That's what we would do in a conversation.